level in my career where I don't really need to come out on stage anymore. I think you can all appreciate that it can be very uncomfortable to stand up for long stretches at a time or even sit on a stool. So I'm just going to relax here. I'm sitting on the floor. So, how is everyone? You know, it's almost as if I'm right there with you. I had to leave early. I'm back in Los Angeles now. And I'm in my bathroom at home. Hey, smarty. So the young woman in the black shirt, wait, is she the, no, the young woman in the brown dress who's standing in the front of the line. Yes, that's you. How are you? I'd like to know about your weekend.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like you're talking to the Wizard of Oz, isn't it? Wait, what?
You're an Asian, you're used to everything.
Yes, this is perfectly normal. No, it's not. Okay, what's what am I doing? What?
Come on!
Don't yell at me! The wonders of modern technology. It's kind of great to think that we could have a convention without ever having to be in the same place. Wouldn't that be nice? Everybody, no! Come on, think about it. Everybody could be videoing themselves. You could all still be at home, petting your pets. Right? In pajamas. Your moms could be bringing you your dinner now and spoon feeding you as you watch and drool on. No, of course your mom doesn't spoon feed you. She uses a fork now. What? Oh, I know, but I mean, counterbalance that against the luxury of having your mom fork feed you.
It's good.
No, your mom doesn't feed you? That is terrible. I'm so sorry.
We can do it in pajamas in here. Yeah.
And this is how great ideas are born. Next year we should have a pajama party.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Tie and pajamas. What is tie wear for pajamas? So it's going to be a pajama and naked tie party. Okay. You always. I don't know how to use these. Am I breaking this?
Maybe.
Yeah, I broke it. This one's better too.
No.
Okay. Can you please turn the buzzing down? Rhea? Down on the buzzing, please. Rhea's our sound mixer. Rhea unfortunately is deaf, so it's a difficult. No! That's much better. Now nobody can hear, but at least there's no buzzing. No, actually, they can't hear me, but the buzzing is still loud. How are you? I'm well, thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Right now! But not the buzzing, just the... What? Yes. Okay.
This is actually about something you said yesterday, and I was wondering if you could do in your past voice how you would persuade me to put this on the account.
Dean, don't you think the Impala needs a little bit more attention? Nice catch.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, how are you? I'm great. It looks like someone put their hand right on your boob. Do you know that? You know, I hate to be a stickler for mythology, but in the story, grabs the shoulder. But on all the t-shirts, Cass grabs the tits. That's right. What you say, though, it doesn't make any sense. But, okay, aside from the fact that you have a handprint on your breast, what is going on? How do I pick roles when I get offers? Well, if it's a good one, I say yes, and if it's a bad one, I say, okay, I'll do it. Michael Caine famously has a way of selecting roles. You know Michael Caine? How he chooses a role is how much are you paying and where is it shooting? Pretty good approach, isn't it? I ask, how much do I have to pay? And where is it? I guess it's nice actually. Really, it has been since Supernatural that I get more offers now, and they're and so I have to decide whether it used to be I was just saying, hey, please pick me. Now I can say, you know what, I really want to do that. So I think that the criteria that I'm using now is it going to be interesting for me to do, and is it going to be something that could lead to something else? You know? So if I'm playing, the dead victim on CSI Miami with a flashback scene, probably that's not going to really do much for me, and it's probably not going to be that much fun. So I say no to that. There are other things that I would say yes to. I say yes to Supernatural. agent tried, not the supernatural, not in the beginning, but now, like last year, when it came time to talk about doing next season, they said, don't do it. And I said, I wanted it. And I said that I want to do it partly because of you guys, partly because the fans of the show are so great. It's such a intense community that's so unlike anything else I've ever come in contact with that it seems like it would be weird not to keep doing it while I can. So. Yeah, that's a big part of it. And it's funny because people, I mean, even my agents, they don't really understand it. They don't see this. They don't know about you guys really. So to them, they just think I'm stupid. But I definitely appreciate this. I want to try to be a part of it. And I like the show. I like working too because it really is the most fun working on it. So you know, there's so few places that you can go, you know, show up in the morning at work and collect a paycheck and all day get your balls fine. So, you know, that's a rare treat and I appreciate it. Can you kiss the microphone? Talk closer to it. Really close. Really close. Don't be afraid. It's not going to tumble you.
Alright, hey.
Right.
Yeah, so the question is, previous saying babies or which is something that my dad used to do when I was little, so I was wondering what exactly you say. She always do multiplies, she always do
For some reason, we can't hear this microphone, and it could be because she is unwilling to make out with it. Are you? What? I unplugged her thing. Okay. You want to try to ask the question again? Or should I tell people what you asked?
You offered.
There you go.
Yeah, alright. Question was, a month or two ago, you said that you think your baby doctor has come down, which is something that my baby used to my dad used to do when I was little. So I was asking if she more lullabies or what is it that you sing?
I'm not going to tell you the answer to your question right now, but I'm going to tell you a story which this reminded me of, which I shouldn't be telling people about. I went to a thing called Burning Man. Burning Man is this huge festival that happens out in the desert, and I went with my dad and my brother. And right when I got there, some friends of friends showed up, and they're like, hey, how are you guys doing? And they're like, hey, do you want some of this? And I was like, what is that? And he went, put it in my mouth, and then he's like, that's liquid acid. And I did take acid once when I was in high school and had a very rough time with it. I was not prepared, and it was like, it's too late. You already put it in my mouth, and then you told me what it was. That's not fair. So now I'm at this thing called Burning Man, and somebody has just given me acid, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be okay. But he gave me, apparently, a lot of acid, and I was not okay. I didn't like it. I didn't want to be on acid. And luckily, my dad was there. And my dad, I used to go sleep with my dad's guitar case, and he used to sing to me all the time. And I made my dad, I just crawled up into my sleeping bag and was just holding on to reality by a very, very thin thread. And the only thing that was like keeping me thinking that I was not going to lose my mind was my dad singing to me outside my tent. So he had to sit outside my tent. This was like 7, 8 years ago. I mean, no, maybe 10 years ago. Not too long ago. I was an adult in my late 20s. And I'm like, Dad, you gotta keep singing. It's the only thing that's keeping me here right now. You gotta stay there. And he was like, singing to me for hours and hours and hours. But I learned a valuable lesson about Burning Man and things that people put in your mouth when you get there. If you ever go, be careful on that. I don't know, has anyone ever gone to Burning Man? I cannot believe that. That's amazing. It's 50,000 people show up out in the desert, and everybody is putting acid in one another's mouths, and it's insanity. And they have no rules. There are no rules. When they first started Burning Man, you were allowed to have machine guns. So people are walking around with machine guns. That's the one thing that you can't still have. They made a rule. They adjusted that one thing, so you can't have machine guns. You can't have flamethrowers. So there's people walking around like flamethrowers, shooting flame out. It's unbelievable. It's really quite a spectacle. You should go sometime. Just be careful what you eat. I sing The Fox Went Out on Children's Night, Puff the Magic Dragon, things like that. I don't sing a lot of AC/DC songs. Metallica. Summertime. Sing what?
A theme song from High Noon and all the
Westerns?
Yeah.
That's great.
That works. Right.
Oh man, I wish I was as good as that. I'm not. I sing Puff the Magic Dragon. Yes.
Yes. Have you heard any good jokes?
No, I have not heard any good jokes recently. I've heard a lot of really terrible jokes. She's been handing me cards all weekend with jokes written on them. And they are awful. They're the worst jokes you've ever seen. It's like, what did the buffalo say to his son when he was sending him off to college?
Bye, son.
How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
10 tickles.
This is the kind of poison that this woman has been putting in my ear this weekend. So, shame on you. Hi.